Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland.
Time this amazing Tuesday. It is a sunny day right here in the 254. I don't know about you, what's the weather, what's the time, but karibu to another episode of the Pan African Bliss Show as we get to check on the matters literally happening, popping in Africa, and literally how can we tackle them? How can we bring a solution? How can we actually get better leaders who can bring us a better solution? And of course, that starts by us discussing, and of course, changing our mindset. Shout out to everyone with us on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, everyone on the radio station, to those who shall catch this on a replay. Hope you guys get to enjoy. And of course, karibuni sana once again. My name is Joby, and of course, today we shall be talking about Tanzania, which is holding a summit, that is the military summit, and that is supposed a military summit that is supposed to be bringing peace actually to Congo. And we have that is Kagame, who's one among the leaders actually who are there. And it's quite surprising because when you go into, or when you look at these summits, I love, especially when they're held in Africa, and we love to go back to history and look at the details. Who's really funding this? Because shout out to Keith, who has been telling us when you need to understand most of the things, follow the money. And that's basically what I've done right here. As we literally, or as I shall be sharing a video which discusses bunch of these things, or rather what the summit literally is all about, how they're looking forward to bring peace. I shall be going back to an article that was a discussion that was held between Tanzania and the US Embassy, and how they actually got here. So we can see literally the US is involved, of course. Who's funding this? We shall be getting into that much more of the details. Another much more of the conversation, we shall be discussing about a petition that actually Africans have held about making Ibrahim Traore the first president of Africa. And I mean, white people, whatever they are, I know they're really, really scared. But we shall also discuss about Zelensky, who's actually, of course, pleading for help. Basically, I have videos for you guys today as we talk about literally what is happening in Africa today. Karibuni sana once again. But before we get back to the music, I'd love to remind you to download our app. Very easy for you to find on the Google Play Store. If this is your first time, kindly subscribe. Follow us on whatever stream you are streaming live with us from. And of course, once you have the application, we have amazing goodies. I'll be coming back to tell you much more of it. We have amazing merchandise, talking about hoodies, beanies. You get yourself maybe some shot glasses, maybe some sandals, some handbags for your lady. Depends what you really like. And we also have some amazing organic supplements all for you. But for now, we speak in happiness, and I hope you guys are happy. Yes, karibuni sana. Yes, karibuni sana. That is, of course, Asake, Saza, and of course, Ghana. The name of the jam is Happiness. One of my favorite jams right here on the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. Karibuni sana, 13 minutes past the top of the hour. Let me know where you're listening to us from. If you are on the radio, Karibu sana, kindly pin your comments under the show page. We'll be able to see you right there. If in case, of course, you have anything to say regarding the conversation we shall be having right here today. To everyone live with us on Rumble for the first time and BitChute, karibuni sana on YouTube as well. Subscribe. And like I said, kindly ensure you have our application, which comes with amazing products. And I promise you, they're all organic, starting from vitamins, proteins, amino acids, beauty, hair, nail, skin essential. They're all coming at a very affordable price. But I want to hook you up with one of the amazing supplements we have. We're talking about literally the brain and focus formula, because right here we're about to pour our brains. But listen, the benefits it comes with, and of course, get yourself one and much more of those amazing supplements.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yeah, fuel your mind and achieve more. Fuel your mind and get to achieve more. And that's basically what we're promoting right here. And it's all organic, I promise you. And ensure to check out the amazing supplement, not the amazing merchandise we have, apart from the supplements. We also have the merchandise. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have sandals, we have handbags for the ladies, anything you'd like of your choice, and that literally different colors, different sizes. So ensure you get yourself one. And of course, let us know how you feel about that. Give us your review. That is on our email, kcnewsam15@gmail.com, and also literally under our chats, which are very active on the website itself. But karibuni sana once again. And as we get started with this video of today, basically I'll be sharing videos of the updates of what is happening. And of course, this is coming from Zelensky. This is Ukraine. And we know that the Russia-Ukraine invasion bullshit, okay? I'll call it bullshit because of how it literally affected Africa, and how Africa, I know, we would have been ahead of things, and would, if we secured ourselves enough, if we really had true independency, is not things we should be talking about. We've also seen, of course, African leaders, which is part of this video, who went and, of course, were trying to initiate peace or have a peace talk, when it comes to Ukraine and Russia. And the question was, it's crazy when you see African puppets going all the way to these other countries to talk about how these countries should bring peace in their own countries, but you've left your own home burning. It doesn't make any sense. We have so many countries in Africa that are in dire help and require so much attention from these African leaders, but there's nothing they do about it. Always so much concerned about Russia and Ukraine, and you guys need to stop fighting so we can actually get wheat and all that. But Burkina Faso is producing wheat right now. It's about to become the biggest exporting within Africa, trading country, as the rest of y'all sleep and wait for aid from Ukraine and Russia. It's just super, super crazy. But this video right here is explaining of what actually the Ukraine president, Zelensky, is trying to do. Of course, we've seen the Russia influence, which is expanding in Africa. Literally, we've seen, of course, them working together with the Alliance Sahel state. Slowly, we've seen them advancing in other countries in different ways, which, of course, is threatening these other Western powers or the Western countries. China itself also has its foot right here. And let's not forget, China and Russia are part of BRICS. So, and personally, like I've been saying, of course, as much as Russia has a lot to offer, China has a lot to offer. Again, something keeps on saying, we need to learn how we can start using this information, whatever they're bringing back in our country, how we can expand these lessons to generations. And from there, we're no longer going to be needing them to help us in anything, because we'll be able to come up or expand more of these innovations that they're bringing back in the country, and this technology and all that. But I want to share this very quickly without taking much more of the time, because I've just realized time has really been going super, super quick. I don't know about you, if you've been feeling the same, but personally, I feel like, I don't know if it's 2025, excuse me, but I feel like time is really rushing super, super fast. So let me share this as I break it down as we continue.
My people, how you doing?
We good?
Do you like me?
No.
Thank you.
That's so gay. Like,
you are very much appreciated. Well, you know this guy?
Do you like me? Like, come on.
This guy right here, Vladimir Zelensky, is the Ukrainian president. Well, he's just asked to speak to African president on a video conference, and African president said no. They are not interested. They didn't say it's openly, but they kind of, just, nah, I'm busy. I got too many people with the HIV. I need to deal with them. Or I got too many people with TB. I need to take care of them. Yeah. So basically, the president of Ukraine had a discussion with Musa Faki Mahatma. This is the African Union Commission president. He asked him to ask African president to have a video conference with him. You know what's happening right now. And African presidents are not very keen about it. The African Union seemed to be divided over an invitation to Vladimir Zelensky. The Ukrainian president was invited by the president of the EU Commission to address African heads of state by video conference during the summit, which begins on Saturday, 15th February. but the initiative provoked an outcry. So, first of all,
so number one, we have the EU, the European Union, sending Zelensky to come intervene in an African Union summit. And this is why we question, where is really the African independence and where Africa stands and makes up its own decision? Or where none? Literally none. Because make it make sense. What the hell do you mean the European Union sent Zelensky to have a talk with the African leaders on a video conference? As who? I like that. I like that audacity. Exactly. I like this reciprocation. And if only they had been reciprocating like this from the beginning, Africa would not be ruled the way it is being ruled right now. We'd not be seeing all these people, these embassies that don't serve or help the country to grow in any single way. So I love this. I love the response from the leaders is as who? Because it's the audacity. A whole European Union intervening in because they are all same organizations. Let's not forget that.
Moussa Faki Mahathmat. This guy is very interesting. You know, a while back, he self-invited, without consulting anybody. He invited Israelis to come and be observers in the African Union.
The audacity. It's always it's crazy. The whole of the African Union needs to be dissolved. This needs to be completely done, burnt down. All these papers, documents, whatever was signed between this is just piece of papers. Everything needs to be scrambled. We start from the scratch. And this is what I love. Among the videos I have today, we have where we've seen Africans they're literally putting up a petition to make Ibrahim Traoré the president of Africa, because this is a joke. It's not even enough of disrespect to see that you've not been serving the people of the country, but now we have Ukraine trying to invade in the matters of the country. It is so crazy. Israel, what does Israel have to do with Africa? Israel has everything to do with the rest of the world. Let's stop it there.
This man invites Israel to come and be observer in the African Union. And the question many people ask, like, who is observer in Israel?
Exactly.
Why would you bring somebody from some other place to come?
Exactly. We're not seeing Ruto going to observe what is happening in Israel. We're not seeing Tinubu going to observe what is happening in Israel. We're not seeing Ramaphosa going to observe what is happening in Israel. We're not seeing Felix Kedi, what is happening in Congo, him, oh my God, going to observe what is happening in Israel. Nobody. As a matter of fact, we've seen, starting with Ramaphosa, we've seen South Africa recently has been trying to push so much the case of what Israel has been doing to the Hamas people. And we're now seeing the repercussions of it. Ain't we seeing the repercussions of it right now? Like, we're seeing the repercussions of an African country trying to invade in matters that don't concern it, especially Israel. So please.
And be observer in African issues. And you know what happened on that day? South Africa's commission stood up and said, no, the Israeli team of people sitting there as observer must leave the room. This was the man that brought them, Moussa Faki Mahathmat. Well, he's been there for quite some time, since 2001 as the chairperson. And the term
since 2001. Make this make sense. What has this man done for the African people? He's the African whatever he stands for. I don't even care. He's just getting salary. We saw yesterday, most of these top African Union officials are very well paid. Not only are they being given houses, they're given proper health care, not in the continent, outside the continent. Their children are given allowances of even school fees. And this comes if they're studying either in Africa or Europe or I don't know, not whatever. This is just so crazy. The African Union needs to be burnt down.
ends in 2025.
People need to be fired. They need to be audited. They need to be checked.
Where he's going to be replaced by the current president of Angola. Zelensky has asked this guy to ask African president to come into a video.
It's going to be replaced by the president of Angola. But it's been how many years? How many years are those? Almost 17 years of doing nothing for the people. Literally, it's not even 17. It's more than, it's almost like 20 plus years, literally. Crazy, man.
Conference so they can talk. A little bit like, okay, so I'm the important guy here. Call those other dudes so they can come on a video conference to talk to me. A little bit like what you see with your boss, right? Okay, everybody, video conference with the boss. This is not the first attempt since Russia's invasion of Ukraine 3 years ago. Zelensky has been working to strengthen his diplomatic ties with African countries and is pleading to take part in the annual African summit. But since the later, a rebellion has been organized to the point that the speech could be abandoned. Zelensky has a speech to African presidents. Now let's see why African presidents may not be very keen to speak to Zelensky.
Well, the first few points he gave didn't really make sense to me, but I'm going to fast forward it because the first 2 points for me he gave was not really making sense of why African leaders would not want to work with Ukraine. Yeah, we don't care. None of them should be working with Africa, as a matter of fact. Yes, Africa will need a little bit of help to be able to stabilize itself, to bring these amazing innovations in the country,
Remember,
but
Joby.
it's
Remember. Ukraine called Africans dumb and stupid. Told them to mind their business. Why are you
Of course.
here talking about what's going on here? You're too stupid.
It's in the video, this video, because
Oh,
that's
okay,
exactly what I'm
okay.
That is
Okay.
exactly what I'm saying. Because these puppets, how do you leave your home burning and you're going all the way far from home to go switch off it's not even fire, it's a bomb. You left your own home, it's burning, but you're going where there's literally bomb to go calm the whole situation. You look so stupid. That is Ramaphosa and the rest of the leaders who went there.
Yeah. Say, why you dumb Africans here? You guys are dumb. Don't control your countries. Don't tell white people what to do. You're morons. To see, at the end of the day, like I said, all the terrorism in Africa is because of them. They sponsor it. They developed it. They enact it. So that's what's going. That's why Israel wanted to be part of the AU, because Israel, the Jays, control the banks that pay all these damn terrorists, and they're the main one. They're the ones that were control of South Africa during apartheid. People always forget that. It was the white Jays that really had all the power in South Africa. That's why a lot of them doing this Gaza thing were going to South Africa. Okay, don't get it twisted. Don't think, there's a lot of wicked shit going on. But the whole thing is make sure Africa stays for white people and not for black people. Go ahead, Joby.
Okay, karibu sana. I hope you're doing great today.
Santi Sana.
People, I think about 4 presidents. There was Cyril Ramaphosa. I sent a couple of people. I think about 4 presidents. There was Cyril Ramaphosa. There was the Senegalese president and few other presidents. They all went to Ukraine and then to Russia, trying to find a solution for them. African presidents, as usual, like most Africa like to do, get involved in other people's problem, went to Ukraine, then Russia, trying to say, hey, fellas, stop fighting each other. Guess what happened? If you look at the video of Zelensky meeting African president and you compare with the video of Putin meeting African president, look at the difference. You can clearly see that Putin was being friendlier to African president than Zelensky. And I'm not saying
none of them are friendly, and I feel like that's one thing we need to actually start getting in our heads.
No,
With this.
none of them are friendly.
Exactly.
I had
They all are looking for something to profit from. There's no way I'm gonna bring you
of course.
without literally, it's a trade here. We're gonna have to do barter exchange. They still believe in trading. We don't, as Africa. That used to be our thing. But right now, they're the most traders when it comes to everything, literally in the world. They bring all the poison back to us. So I'm not gonna bring you help without me trading something at my house.
That's right. I had Shout out to the creator of the universe. I had a dream. All yeah, I forgot me not doing spiritual stuff. I forgot everything. All these white people are controlled by this entity. All. There's no free Russia, no free China, no all are controlled by this entity. So the world is ruled by wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so there are no benefits to being with none of these people at all. But that's a different
Saying
story. That's
Zelensky
another spiritual level. Go ahead, Joey.
did that knowingly, or maybe he was just stressed. His country's at war. He's just been attacked,
He
and
wasn't just
maybe you
dressed.
know what I mean.
See, listen, shut up, Africans.
There
Don't
was a
talk about some
Ukrainian
unless
diplomat
you
that
give
said something.
till you get complete context. Yeah, talk about how they were treated disrespectful and this that he felt stressed. They told the Africans, "Why are you here? You're stupid. You can't develop your own countries. Why would we take any advice from you?" It was completely embarrassing and disrespectful what they did. And say, "You guys don't belong on the world stage. Africans are dumb. You don't belong on the world stage telling anybody anything. You have never done anything." So that's what they did to the Africans. They completely embarrassed you. Said, "Why are you here? What world power do you have? None. So don't show up again no more." Go ahead, Joe.
Along the lines, and I'm not quoting him. He said, African president cannot come here trying to resolve the issues between Russia and Ukraine. This is well beyond their level. Okay? They're
Exactly.
just here looking for food. They are begging for food. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Say they're
Yeah.
here to beg for food.
The African delegation had no goal for settling the conflict or finding a solution. Obviously, this is not their task. It's not on their level or their competency. They just want to be on the information agenda
They're
and resolve their
confident.
own
So,
issues, like
see, he
increasing
calling
the
you
amount of
stupid. He said
resources.
it's not on your confidence. That's them calling you stupid. Confidence means your intelligent level, not on your confidence level. So it's calling African people dummies. Say, hey, you dummies, don't come here. But in a European business, when you people have no power, you people are. So he said you're always broke, you're backward, and how dare you? He's offended. This no good white bat is offended that you did this. Take it upon yourself when you've done nothing, develop your countries, and you have no power. Don't come to us trying to solve nothing. You're as Africans, you're beggars and you're impoverished. So don't come here. Go ahead, Joby.
They received primarily from Russia, including food supplies.
So we are poor. We're looking for food.
What they had to do was that information task in favor of Russia by saying they don't see any missile in the air, that it all was an abstraction, a fabrication. This was a primitive attempt to win at information warfare.
I mean, just imagine Cyril Ramaphosa is begging for food.
Yep,
That's an insult. I mean, in Africa, if somebody says, you always come to my house to eat, I remember as a child, that was an insult.
Yeah.
And I refuse to eat at other people's houses because they're going to say in the future that I came to eat.
Yeah.
How can you say to an African person, you came here for food,
Man.
while the person clearly came to try to find a solution and bring peace? Well, in Mali, Ukrainians helped rebel kill Wagner Group and Malians. So as all of you know, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have been working with Russians. So many of the Russian soldiers have been in these countries trying to train some of these guys or work with them against rebels or terrorists, if you prefer. There was a specific moment where soldiers from Wagner were attacked and completely destroyed. And this was done by the help of Ukrainians. How do we know that? Because there was a Ukrainian person that boasted about it. As if you look at this picture, you can see behind all these are white people. These are not Arabs or anything. These are Westerners. Look at the shoes. Look at these sneakers compared to these boots. Okay, the African terrorists wearing boots, but these are the guys are wearing sneakers. Clearly, you can see these are sneakers. These are outsourced people. This Ukrainian representative, he says, we helped the rebels destroy Wagner.
The fact that the rebels received the necessary information that allowed them to conduct a successful operation against Russian war criminals, the whole world has already seen this. In principle, this can be commented on. We certainly will not disclose any details.
And understand as far as this is the problem of the African man. You're weak, you're fucked up in the head. You are sorry. that white men can run operations on a continent and you've done nothing about it. This man should have been unalived a long time ago. Unalived. Shout out to you guys finally getting your countries back to say hell, but this kind of shit right here has been constantly going on for the last 200 years. Can't blame the African woman. It's the African man. It's a problem with you niggas. You're weak and you're fucked up. And that's why you get no respect nowhere where you go. That's why they disrespected you when you took your fake counsel up there. For some reason hasn't, as Magafuli said, I agree with Magafuli, you African men don't deserve no respect. Because you got people like here opening their mouth. This man's supposed to have been unalived. Unalived. Running around the continent. He don't even feel scared to say this shit. Joby said, and we talk about that, you're supposed to have, Joby said, we say something, gonna be one bullet to you, but there's gonna be one bullet, one whatever Joby said. That's supposed to have been him. He's supposed to be scared to open his fucking mouth and build any video talking about Africa, anything. But he wasn't. Because you African men have never projected power. So no one fears you. You run around begging all the fucking time. This summit, Russia summit, Africa, Chinese summit, Africa, Russia summit, Africa, Italy summit, Africa, Britain summit, Africa, Japanese summit. Same shit. Nobody else runs around but you niggas doing that shit. There's no other summits like that but you. So this man doesn't respect you. So you make people respect you. You're supposed to smash this motherfucker in the mouth. He's not supposed to be alive to even make another video. You're supposed to find his ass. If this motherfucker's in Africa, your number one business to find him, and you were supposed to unalive him. Okay? Just on purpose alone. Go ahead, Joby.
Sensitive information. Therefore, everything that Ukraine does is happening within the limits and within the framework of international law, taking into account all the necessary procedures.
Now, they were boasting about destroying Wagner in Africa, but in the same token, they didn't just kill Wagner, they also killed hundreds of Malians. And shortly after that, Mali severed the relationship with Ukraine. After Mali cutting the relationship with Ukraine, Niger followed through and Burkina Faso followed through. And some Africans were not happy about that. I mean, how can you, as a foreign nation, even though you are in trouble with Russia, come into Africa, attacking Russia and African lands, and unaliving people from that country?
That's what I said.
I mean, why don't you wait for them?
No, shut up. You're too weak. I hate you. Shut up, dummy. Shut up. Oh, you weak. How can it? Because you're weak. That's why they do it, dummy. And your commentary is weak. There's a warring on you, moron. They killed innocent African people. You don't like you act like they selling a car or something. How can you do that? And why would you? And why could you wait for people? They murdered African people, dummy. It's an acts of war. You just talk like as well. Why could they do that? Why could you wait? Because they don't respect you. Because people like you, you're weak and feckless. You as an African man, you're weak. That's why they do it. And your commentary is even more weakly. And look at you, want to conquer the rest of Africa, you weak ass nigga. Stand, you weak ass goddamn black man. You disgust me. Is any wars at all in you? Do you ever have a reason to go to war? Instead of doing your stupid commentary in your car? You know, I don't, you know, but they did this and why they because you're weak, that's why they did it. That's why they're in your countries. These are acts of war. But you niggas are scared of war. Come on, why they do it. You disgust me. You know, why they came in, they killed innocent Malians, yes. They're in your country because they don't respect you. And they kill Malians because they don't respect you. Like you don't know why. Go ahead, Joby.
You can find each other and finish each other. Don't you consider the fact that if you unalive people that you want support from, you're going to be hurting them?
My God, this shit's crazy.
Ukraine did not provide any apology. So they were not apologetic about what they did. They just stayed quiet. They denied, but then they stayed quiet. Like, okay, those poor Africans, what are they going to do against
I
us?
don't know. I don't know who he is. You
Thinking
know,
about,
he's
even though a lot of African
he's
countries
like
did
every
not
African man. He's
just
weak and
imagine
he's
you
feckless.
going to Europe and bombing Belgium or attacking somebody in Belgium because
Why
you
would they
hate
come in there
because
and
they're
they
terrorists.
didn't even say anything? Why would they
Will the
come in there
Belgians be
and
happy about that? Especially if you kill some of the Belgians in the same token. Will French people be happy about that? No, not at all. Now, Ukraine has tried very hard since the war against Russia. Kiev has come closer by opening 7 new embassies in the continent in the last 2 years. But most countries plead for neutrality for fear of alienating Russia partner. Remember, at the United Nations, they ask many.
So they're literally marking
they
their
got
territory as
they
well.
call black people stupid and dumb, and they allow these poor ass Ukrainians open more. See, this stuff talking about the weakness of this African man. There's too many of you house niggas. As Malcolm X, too many of you niggas are house niggas. You let a poor country like Ukraine open more embassies in Africa. Why? They can't give you nothing. They're poor. But your house niggas, it's over and over again. You got to be gone. And I don't know who it was, gentlemen, because this dude's commentary. I'm early in the morning for me to anger me. Like, what are you talking? It's always that same weak African shit. That Pilo Lumumba shit all the time with these niggas. Well, you know, they do it. Every time they do both sides, and never no warrior spirit. When you find the warrior, it's always the African woman who's the warrior. It's crazy. Like when Airtime showed me the women, they're the warriors. It's always these weak ass men. It's the African woman that's always the warrior. It's crazy. But go ahead, Joe.
All right. His name is Zach Mwepesa John Mosquito. He's from Ghana, I think. Yeah.
No, it's one of your weak ass compatriots. I won't be watching them, you know. You go watch your Canadian brother. I won't be watching none of that weak ass shit.
Yeah, but as we move on from that, literally, you can see that Russia is trying, of course, to mark its own territory. Just from where we began, you can see that, how the AU needs to be dealt with, and the AU being dealt with, literally, I understand. Like I said, personally, believe the Alliance Sahel state should be the next African Union. That is where, personally, I'm
But that's
putting
what,
my focus.
that's what they said. Remember, they said they're getting out of the AU. Say it's a fake. Remember, South States being the only Africans being honest. Remember, they getting out of the AU. They got an ECOWAS, and they get out of AU. AU is a fake. Like they told you, AU is a fake European organization. It is. It's fake. I think the guy who's becoming an AU. Didn't they try to poison him already, Joby?
I don't know about that yet.
Okay. I think they try to poison his ass already.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'll check onto that later. But
Okay,
these are
Joe.
videos about the petition that Africans actually have put up for Ibrahim Traore to become the president of Africa. And so far,
Exactly.
we have 1,400 who have given their signatures. And I bet if literally Africans can push to this, we can make this man become who he thinks exactly he is.
You
And
probably could, but you can't. But you'd have to get rid of the tribal beefs inside the countries.
yeah, that's what it is also talking about because, if you look at our politics already so far, it's so hard to change other people's mentality because of the tribalism they are caught up with. Same thing I was explaining yesterday when it comes to opposition leaders, when it comes to even the development of communities. Kikuyus looking at themselves as better when it comes to businesses because they own majority of the shares of businesses in Kenya.
Exactly right. You got too many. You got too many in England. I know. Usually the Jamaican Negroes are like the lick balls for breadcrumbs. Exactly. Ghanaians usually pretty quiet. Usually Nigerians and the Jamaicans. And it could because most of Jamaicans are from Nigeria, from slavery. Most of it's always usually these Jamaican weak ass Negroes and these Nigerians. They'll put the white man's balls all down the throat. You guys have who is that Nigerian coon? General, tell me, General, who is that Nigerian coon lady?
I'm gonna get you out of my shoe.
I
You just
know,
can't.
Joe. Let me just say, I'm not going to let you go. Let me just ask the question.
I'm not
I'm
gonna allow
not
you
going
my
to.
I'm not gonna allow you. I'm telling you,
I know,
contribute.
I know, Joe. Let me just ask, one question. And I'll put myself on mute. General, who's the Nigerian coon lady? Who's now the head of the conservative party in Britain, talking crazy? Who's that? Who's that house Negro lady that's part of the conservative? She's a Nigerian. Saying Nigeria is all fucked up and black people are fucked up. She's a Nigerian lady, part of the conservative party in Britain. What's her name? Okay, you got that job. I'm quiet. Let me put myself on mute or you go crazy.
Mm, mm. Okay, let me just share this video because you just cut me off. I was just explaining this, but anyway.
Unleash the power of knowledge on change. Join the conversation.
So there's a petition that was created on change.org, and you are not going to believe what the cause is. The petition is created for advocating President Ibrahim Traore to become a single leader for a borderless Africa. And so far, they have gotten over 1,400 signature. And this is legit, fam. I am not making this stuff up. Let me read for you what they stand for. The petition description says, the existing divided leadership in Africa has led to disparities in growth, development, and inequality across the continent. This petition aims to dissolve the colonial borders and bring together the diverse nations of Africa under collective leadership for a more united, robust Africa. We
Like real them
propose
fake
Ibrahim
borders.
Traore, the current president of Burkina Faso, to be the united president of Africa. With a solid track record, his leadership would ensure equitable development, a single currency, and a unified national flag representing all African nations. Out of 1,733 individuals who signed the proceedings petition, a significant majority supports a borderless Africa led by one leader. Now is the time to heighten our efforts. Unity is strength. Together we can build a stronger Africa. As you heard, the idea behind it is to unite Africa, and these people believe that Ibrahim Traore has shown enough and he has done enough for them to
It will take so much time to have Africa as a collective to think like this, because I'm just here reasoning and
Exactly.
take me back to school, right? And I remember us we used to study even about ethnic differences that we have, about the Agikuyu, about the Abaluya. So imagine the fact that we studied even the ethnic
Wow.
differences in classes. Now, how would you
Wow.
make people think they are really the same people? If you're
You
not trying to
you you you
have
can't because you can't. Your educational system is backwards. It's on purpose that you studying tribal shit. That's on purpose to make sure power stays in these corrupt niggas' hands, and so that you always stay divided. That's how you divide and conquer. So that right there, till you get that shit out, that's in a wow. See, Kobe fucks me up more and more with the tribal. It's what? That's a who would even teach that in a school?
it would have even been bad if literally I believe during the I'm not sure, I don't have so much data, but for someone like Shimani, she said she didn't experience that. But I remember personally when I went to the village, the reason of me repeating my grade one is because the exam came in mother tongue and I didn't know Kamba language. So I was like, what the heck is going on? I thought exam was supposed to come in Swahili and English. So it was all mother tongue. So it takes me like back in our during literally after the colonization, how our parents studying, because most of our parents also English is a problem to them. Trust me, they can't construct a sentence, even Swahili. So it's kind of shows most of, apart from just school being there, it's like most of them also studied using the ethnic languages, which was kind of allowed. I'm not really sure, but I think I need to collect that because personally I did exam on mother tongue and that I failed terribly. The same thing that Nigeria has been trying to do. That is what we saw, you
Yeah,
know.
it's in bad. It's bad. I must say it's
Yeah.
really bad in Nigeria right now. It's really, really bad. The tribalism in Nigeria is on another level. Um, so I've seen a video. It's on another level. This is probably 10 times worse than even worse than Kenya. I don't know if the youth in
believe
Nigeria are trying to break it down like the Kenyan youth are. But anyway, go ahead.
I don't know. I doubt Nigerians. Nah.
That he can be the one leader that Africa needs, and they also are pro borderless Africa. As you know, borderless Africa has been a conversation for a long time now. A lot of people don't believe that we will get to see it, at least in our lifetime, because of how divided we are. Like within a country, imagine how many tribes a country has in Africa. If you take an example of my country, Ethiopia, we have over 80 tribes. As much as there's beauty and diversity, there's also a legitimate
you people, you mixed people, have put the black people, the original Ethiopians, the blacks, the Africans. You don't even see them. Most people think Ethiopia looks like you. The African people have been pushed towards the back. You don't even know that there's African people, pure Africans in Ethiopia anymore. Well, Abyssinia, you stole that name because you're not even Ethiopia. The original Ethiopia is what they call Sudan today, or all of Africa was known as Ethiopia. You try to take the history so people be confused. I said, why did Abyssinia change? Because the white man did that. And you guys changed your name from Abyssinia to Ethiopia and then claim that you guys were no longer African. Because you mixed morons, you don't want to be African. But you still got too many blacks there that you've been murdering. There's still a bunch of Africans like Job that's still in Ethiopia. We don't never see them. They don't show up nowhere on your TVs, nowhere on your your tourism flyers or come to Ethiopia. It's always you motherfuckers. They never show the Africans no more. I was like, why did they change? Why did you guys change your name to Ethiopia? Because you're trying to claim that ancient African history and say it's you mixed motherfucker. It's not you. Why would you people call yourself? You're not Ethiopians. You're not the ancient. So whenever I do a story, I gotta say, not the Ethiopian today. These people are not ancient Ethiopians. I always gotta preface that because when people talk about Ethiopia, they go back to you people. And you're not ancient Ethiopia. I said, wow, that's why the white people, that's why you did it. It's still that history because people think in their mind, they think about ancient Africa and they say Ethiopia, they think of you people. And that's a lie. That's a lie. I'm like, what? Why would all of a sudden you change your name from Abyssinia to Ethiopia?
Joe was going to say, I'm going to send you 2 videos of 2 Kenyan having a tribal war on the bus here in the UK on WhatsApp. It's hilarious. I'm not surprised, Joe.
Send it. I got to see it.
I'm not surprised because trust me, it starts even before they get to the UK. In the airport, we see videos every day. You see a Kikuyu, a Luo, just arguing on the plane for no goddamn reason. And the video starts actually going viral on these blogs. I'm not surprised. So I'm not shocked.
So that was your position. That's what this lady saying about the tribes in Africa. Africa has not come together and got rid of these tribes. And it's the youth. I think the youth in some countries like Kenya and other, but you got to get rid of this tribal shit. You can't be a real country. How you gonna have a borderless Africa? You can't even get along inside the borders. And that's why I was asking Joe, how can you get along? I said this tribal shit is dangerous. It's scary dangerous. Shit. Go ahead, Joey.
Within those tribes and like even bringing those tribes together to become one country is quite difficult, and there's a lot of crisis, disagreement, fights, wars that we see across Africa. Now imagine trying to bring those countries together with hundreds of tribes within the country and now convincing them to become one, like the whole continent becoming one. It sounds like it is going to be an uphill battle, but at the end of the day, anything
you can't say all Africa. You're not gonna become you ain't gonna become one with the Arabs. Remember, the Arabs in Africa, all those northern African countries, but if you do come together, you can get their ass out of there. How about that? You can regain those lands and all those riches in those lands that belong to you that were stolen by those invaders up there.
What's the plan? That's the plan. I'll guide them. Don't worry. I'll guide them through that.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. It's going to have naysayers. There's going to be a pushback. So we're not going to say it will never happen. You never know what's going to happen. But at least for now, if the countries within Africa can open up their borders, if they can make it visa-free to travel within, the continent, if they can make it easier for the people of Africa to move around, that's the first step. There's always an end goal, there's always something that you want to achieve, but then again, small steps need to be taken, and it starts from our governments being open to letting us
our government are the ones promoting tribalism, so
exactly, Joe.
Asking the wrong people to help you get rid of tribalism when it benefits them. How do I get rid of something that benefits me? Like to stay in power, to keep on looting you. I can steal lands from you. I can keep you impoverished because you don't even know how to question things. You think it's just a norm, nothing changes. Politicians change, but nothing changes, it's gonna be another era of another president, another MP, another Senate. But your life
I can't say it's gonna be another because the youth. I doing that demonstration. I heard that you say we don't want to have nothing to do. We don't want to hear nothing about no tribe shit. So I think it is changing. I think.
I told you yesterday I'm observing is back in the country. Let's not forget that this man holds so much power, kid, than you really assume. Raila holds so much influence in Kenya, which is a damn influence in there. It's such a damn influence that I don't get it sometimes. I don't. Because I remember, even before understanding all these politics, like it was, I think in 2017, that was the last election I remember we had when I was still at home. And I remember I think all that season for almost 2 months, a month, because of the campaigns, we used to shut our business like by 1 a.m. At this time. We opened at 8, but by 1 a.m. we're supposed to
because the violence is going to be coming.
Exactly. People are going to come loot. People are going to become that. You've not even done anything to. It's supposed to just pass, not touch anything. No, it's always chaotic. It's so bad. So I'm observant right now of just our country to see how woke are our people. Was this just because about the taxes, which was going to affect all of us? Or are we going to go back to the norm of now being carried away by ethnic politicians who try to fuel, violence and all that? Or are we going to move again as Kenyans? I'm waiting because I don't want to be confused with these TikTok videos. People can do TikTok videos as much as they want. Reality, when it comes to reality on the ground, this is
ground. Okay, I get you. Okay,
Yeah. But to be recognized as the Pan-Africanist of Kenya activist. But in real, are you fighting on the ground or you keep yapping for the numbers?
That's true. Yeah. Me too, It's bad. It's bad. Job is bad in every. She does that Ethiopian. It's bad in every African nation because that's how they kept power. These morons, these puppets kept power by inducing that tribalism. Like I said, it's bad in Ghana, bad in Nigeria, it's bad everywhere you go. This tribal shit in Africa is bad. That's what that shit in the Congo is about. Those are tribal disputes. And 2 and 3 said that the part of this tribe and other tribes, and it's all that, and it's easy to divide and conquer people in Africa. I just say this tribe, like you see, did you know the Lua are doing this? What they do? And then all the stereotypes, the fake stereotypes, all the other people. We got to go to war against these no good, dirty Lua. So you got to change the educational system.
We have to. But as we come closer to winding up, and the last conversation is about the summit, the military summit that is being held in Tanzania. And the first question is, who's funding this, or how did Tanzania get here? And according to my research, actually, it takes me back to 2024, where this summit was being discussed between the U.S. Embassy and the Tanzanian Embassy. So it's
why, and why are they holding this military summit, Joby? What's the purpose?
The purpose is to bring peace in Congo. We have Kagame, who's among the people who have attended. Of course, where Kagame is a big red flag because he's the main cause of all this. So
imagine the U.S. Well, it's really the U.S. that caused it because they put them in power. So U.S. and Tanzania, that Suluhu lady is a puppet. So this is no good coming from this. This is the criminals of America trying to get their foothold over African incidences. They're not going to leave Africa until you fight a war with these people. See, even though they say to dissolve USD, they'll just move it and call it something else. They'll just rename it, call it something else. You think, oh, your USD is gone. No, it's under a new name. As they say in any bit, it's under new management. Go ahead, Joe.
So they're saying as part of the ongoing US-Tanzania military, this is an article of 6th February 2025, but like I said, there's an article of May 9th, 2024, where all this discussion began. So I'm going to read that first, not what is watching on your screen. It says the US Africa Command, which is AFRICOM, and Tanzania People's Defense Force hosted the chiefs and directors of military intelligence conference in the Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, in April 30th to May 3rd, a whole month. The keynote speakers included U.S. Army Brig General Rose Kevaravuki, AFRICOM Director of Intelligence, along the TPDF Chief of Defense Intelligence. And the 2024 conference highlights the AFRICOM's commitment to fostering collaborative relationships with African partners, emphasizing the significance of intelligence engagement. And
remember, Tanzania was always against the United States when Julius Nyerere was in. He knows the United States was there to destabilize, kill African people, and keep them impoverished. It was Tanzania that was funding all the revolutionary groups in Mozambique, Angola, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Zambia. So look how things have changed.
Yeah.
How they've got their hold on Tanzania now. If you go back and look at Julius Nyerere and what he said, the whites are imperialists. They want to keep Africa resources to themselves. They want to dominate African people. So it is our jobs as Tanzanians to free our brothers in Africa. So this is completely different. Go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, because when immediately she came into power, we saw her inviting the US to come see what they can benefit. I remember the article.
Exactly.
See the interest that the country can offer and all that. But they have been planning all this, of course, you can see from last year. They had a whole meeting for a whole month in 2024. They held another meeting in February 6th, 2025, this particular month, early this month. And of course, the execution of the summit just started, I think, on 15th. Started on 15th and still ongoing. And Kagame is one among the people who actually attended. So I'm going to share a quick brief of what is happening as we get to wind up with today's conversation.
What happens when Africa's leaders unite to tackle one of the region's biggest crises? Rwandan President Kagame is in Tanzania for a summit that could change the future of Eastern Congo.
It's not changing anything.
With tensions rising and lives at stake, this meeting is more than just a diplomatic talk. It's a chance to make peace a reality. As the M23 rebel group continues its violent push in eastern DRC, threatening the security of neighboring countries and causing massive displacement of civilians, the summit serves as a critical moment for the EAC and SADC to come together, to find a way to end the violence and to bring about long-lasting peace. But can this summit truly lead to a resolution?
No, because none of these niggas have any power.
Exactly. And how many meetings will they have so that they can bring a solution? They're just from the African Union last week. What were they discussing? Same old shit, like which they've been discussing for the last 30 years, you know? Same old discussion. Let's bring peace. Let's bring peace. What about solutions?
Until you have a really independent Africa, at that time you did back at 25, 27 years ago, you did. Angola was really independent back then. And that's why they could bring peace, because they were the only country that kicked out all the churches. All you church shit, get out of here. White people get out of here. But of course, black people are stupid. They let all these white people back in the country. Angola's been taken over from within. Back then, Angola was an independent country back in '98. That's why they could go and push Museveni and Kagame out of the Congo. But they should have They should have unalived them then, like they said. It's all this African love shit all the time. Never do what you need to do. That's like that, like that young lady with ear time. Oh, I don't think we should kill them. No, some people gotta get bullets in the head, like China does. You should have went when you went to Uganda and Kigali, right there. You supposed to did it then. 98. You supposed to got rid of Museveni, got rid of Kagame then. So you see, they continued problem because Europeans were going to continue to back them to steal more resources. And you should have realized, with you not doing that, they were going to come and hollow you out. Okay? They were going to get in Angola and started messing with your internal politics. And they've done that. Because you was the big brother in Africa. What Nigeria? Nigeria's always been fucked up. It was Angola. You was always the strongest military. Can't come together. You got too much tribalism. Angola doesn't really have. Angola's one of the few countries that really doesn't have tribalism because they were under one kingdom. So that was lucky them. You know, they got a bunch of tribes in Congo, but they were together at one time, so they didn't really practice a lot of tribalism. So, but that's what's happening now in the eastern part. But you should have did what you need to do. You don't. You Africans never do it. Because you're loving and peaceful. No, these Negroes are not going to change. You didn't get them out of power. White people going to come back and say, okay, well, they didn't get you. We're going to continue to start stealing. We're going to lay low for a couple of years. Then we're going to start our stealing up again. Okay, you got that, nigga? Yeah, boss. I'm your house, nigga. I know you are. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. So they started.
We need to get rid of our fear as we wind up. We need to get rid of our fear, literally. That's just it. We need to go back to. It's a whole lot of things, man. Africa won't just change in a blink of an eye. It's a lot of things to undo. So
that's gonna take time.
Yeah, it will take time. It's so deep. When I was coming to work, I felt the same way you felt about the video I was sharing. This guy was in front of me and he was just looking so weak to me, and I'm like, man, I can't stand looking at you. Just get the fuck out of my face and pardon my.
What guy was that? What happened? Somebody try to talk to you?
No, you just see, like, you see someone just walking so weak. You're like, man, why are you walking like this? And you're a guy walking so weak like that. I just got pissed off. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of my face. Like, and then I went to buy some bananas because I wanted to make some milkshake. Then I had this border guy talk shit. So I went, got my bananas and came back. And confidently, I asked him, what the fuck did you say? Repeat it on my face. I want you to repeat it on my face. What did you say? And there were two of them. He kept quiet and said sorry. And I'm like, yeah, watch your mouth. You don't know who you talk to on this road. It's always watch your mouth.
Too bad it's always the women, boy. He did a tempo. I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, like, what should you talk? I don't like, and then it's crazy when you talk to me and you don't have the balls of even trying to repeat what you said if you have the balls. You don't. Oh, okay, shut the fuck up. That's what you do. You see me? Don't talk. Don't ever. Yeah. So I also don't like someone who represents themselves as weak, even as women. I don't just buy. Okay, I like strong. You have to be very strong and tough because that's what we need. It's just too much going on for you to be a weakling. It's too much. But anyway, as we come to the end, Asante Sana. I appreciate everyone who has been here with us today. John Mosquito came in early today. I appreciate you so much. I see you also say that all the tribal cultures and our spiritual practices that mean the same thing.
Same thing. Ain't that funny, General? It's so true. Ain't that funny? The old Africans, but they all mean the same thing. That's what's so funny. And they think because you're the same people. You don't understand this. That you ain't got like Joe said. You ain't be able to critically think. You see, your customs are all really the same. It's crazy to me.
I already told you, not being taught they are the same. The Kambas.
I get it, Joe.
Are like this. The Luos are like this. The Kikuyus are like this. The Kisis are night runners. The Merus, I don't know. It's crazy. It is crazy, man.
Oh no, the Kisis are the ones that run around running the night. Those night runners in the village and shit. That's them.
Allegedly. I've never seen one. I've never heard of
Katie shared that video like 4 years ago. I said, what the fuck are they doing?
I think that's just something that happens. I don't know. We have night runners, but there's not kisses alone. I don't know, man.
I said, what is that shit about they run in the night? Why? Why they running from house to house and then outside? What the fuck is going on here? What is happening, man?
They're night runners, they just wake up at night, they start running.
That's what I'm saying. Have you seen it, Joey?
No, I wouldn't want to. But I've heard of one. Apparently, yeah, I remember. I don't know how true it was because I was so scared to wake up and see. When I used to stay in one of the slums with my aunt, so there used to be one of the neighbors who used to wake up and you could hear like at night. What's going on? Until my
about to ask you, Joe. You didn't ask what the hell is going on?
Because I like every night what's going on every night, like do. Going back and coming back, going back.
Yeah.
Back and I'm like, what the heck is going on? My auntie told me it's at night run. I'm like, God damn, what the heck? Man, that was the hardest life I've ever lived. Literally, that was the hardest life for me to literally like cope up with. Living in the ghetto, night runners, your shoes being stolen.
Your shoes being stolen? Who will steal your shoes?
And they deny. Like, you see, this is your shoe, but they're like, this is not it. Shoes like,
okay. Would you guys leave your shoes outside the house or something?
Apparently, they came in the house.
Wow.
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. This also, it's also, man, it's the ghetto. Like, for real, the ghetto. So they have closed so well. Like, this how you can open. I don't know. It is just it was crazy because they took it from the house. I've gone to work, had my sandals. I don't know. You left them here. I'm like, those are my sandals. So I go ask the neighbor. Like, nah, sandals look alike. Nah, those are my sandals.
Sandals look alike.
I'm like, bro, that's how I lost my sandals, literally. And I was like, okay.
Sandals look alike. That's funny.
It's great. How about your family? Have yourselves a beautiful day. Shout out to you, Baron Scott. Nice to see you. Much love. See you guys later on the Africa Today show. Of course, come back, check up with Iwaton on and Shmani on the network and the radio station and TikTok to see what's the BHFN top 10 countdown. And later catch me with Shmani on the reaction time. Much love. See you guys later.
Who's being deported, General Mosquito?
Nigeria.
And the Mexicans and the Proto who? Oh, sneaking back into America. I think some of them are. They probably